Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Freddie, you have to get up. We've got a morning show to do.
Just give me 5 more minutes. Where'd I put my hat?
Come on, Freddie. You don't have time. Get out of bed.
I can never find my hat when I need it.
We'll get the hat at the studio. Let's go. Pour yourself some coffee and get to the studio because it's time for the morning show.
Now, where's my bell?
Welcome to the morning show with Dawn and Freddie S., the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
She started.
Welcome.
What do you mean?
Is it okay?
Morning.
Morning. I didn't know.
I like my flower. My flower's compliments of Michael on his.
You can't see it unless you turn your head.
I went up to Melbourne and Cocoa Village and Cocoa Beach for this pirate museum. Now, I would have shot footage, but they didn't take any video.
So no footage for you. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the morning show.
Why didn't they shoot video?
Because it's just the museum policy. Some places are like that.
Yeah, they didn't want to.
I didn't mention the show to them.
Why?
Did or did not?
I did.
Oh, and what'd they say?
Said, okay, well, I even asked for a business card and stuff. But I forgot
What did you
it.
say? He asked for business card and forgot it. Well, good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the kookiness of what we get going. I'm hoping spring break is almost finished.
What are you talking about? Just started yesterday.
You had spring break last week, right?
Yeah, I had it last week.
I think this is Layla's spring break. Lynn, I don't know when Lynn's spring break is. You go to Lynn? No, you go to FAU.
Yeah, my spring break was last week as well.
Did you guys do anything? You were here. You weren't here.
No, I mostly did work.
Nothing good? Cookies, chocolate?
Yeah, cookies, chocolate, the usual.
The usual. How do you not eat it? I think I would eat it all day long. I would just want to taste it. Like, are you the type of gal that wants to lick the bowl with the chocolate? Just like, oh, let me taste.
I do want to, but it's most like, I just get like tired of it mostly. I'm like, I want actual food. I want like something salty right now.
That's fair.
What's white chocolate like? We should take them out to lunch today. What's white chocolate taste like in there? Is it good? You like white, milk, dark?
I prefer dark chocolate. White chocolate is okay. It's not real chocolate because it's just the cocoa butter, milk, and sugar. It doesn't have an actual like cocoa beans in it.
Just cocoa butter, milk, and sugar. Huh.
Yeah.
Turn your slider
Interesting.
up, and Michael's also.
Interesting. How you doing, Lucas?
Good.
Do you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, and I grew a lot in my spring break. A lot of barbecue.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought you said you grew a lot. I'm like, you
No.
did?
No.
All right,
grew.
So he grew. He grilled.
Yes.
What'd you make?
I made, classic.
He's not on his mic, or you gotta turn his up. One or the other.
He's 4.
Make sure that you have the mic in front of you. It's this part.
Is that good?
This part. Bring the mic out towards me. No. Bring the mic out like this. This way. No. Look what I'm doing. I'm not doing that.
Just towards you.
Just here?
It's here. You have it like this. Bring it out this way.
Yeah, it's between the silver part out.
Yeah.
Like
Bring
this?
it out. That in your hand. Bring it towards me.
Oh.
There you go.
Here?
Keep
Oh,
going.
okay.
So that these things are side by side. There you go. That'll work.
You know what this
because-
reminds me of? I was watching how the woman in space washes her hair. And I'm like, that's about what this is like.
The woman in space.
How does she wash her hair? Apparently, it's a whole big thing.
It's
Yeah,
a tube.
they actually have like because when water is in zero gravity, it becomes individual droplets. So they have like a thing that collects it, and actually it's like a vacuum series.
Her hair is always looking like she's
So
a monster.
She can
anyway.
only use dry shampoo. She's been using dry shampoo for 8 months. I think the first thing I would do if I were her when I got back here
Let's wash your hair.
would be wash my hair.
I
And
would
how
cut
is she
it.
even coloring her hair? You can't even color your hair.
Don't you see it's turning gray?
Turning 8 months later, I think in 8 months I would be all gray. I would come out back with a whole different hair color. I may not even make it 8 months in space. Can you imagine me in space for 8 months?
No, I can't imagine you in this room for 8 months.
Not either.
Do you know that their ship to come back has been tied up to the side of where they're at for the last 8 months? They could have left whenever they wanted.
What is it? It's not safe? Is there something wrong with it?
Storms.
No gas?
It's not
What
the
is
way
it?
it was meant to be. It was supposed to be Michael comes, relieves me, I take Michael's ship back.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen, so they're still there. I thought she was
So
coming
they
home
could have
in
come back
February,
whenever they wanted.
But
they didn't. So what they did was they used this as an exercise in case something goes wrong. This would be the scenario.
she's
Yep.
broken the world's record on first female, not first, but the female to walk the most steps on the moon because she's been there for so long.
But she's not on the moon.
It's in
in
space.
space, sorry.
Like for example,
Where is she? She's in the space station? And where's that?
yeah,
That goes around the
on
Earth.
the Earth.
They're still traveling? It's not docked anywhere?
It goes 800
No, because
miles
it's
a
in
minute.
orbit around the Earth.
She's just orbiting all this time?
So when they people talk about learning how to live on Mars, they'll go to places like Arizona or Colorado or places like that
Turn Michael's down a little.
to practice what those conditions were like. During the Apollo moon missions, they would actually practice in Barringer Crater in Arizona.
Oh.
Barringer cratering.
That's
yes.
the giant meteor crater
Yes.
that
Yeah,
you
right.
see in the movie Starman.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it
Okay.
up on YouTube.
Okay, try that.
But
Because
they-
it was so much like the moon that they used it as a Earth analog to the moon.
I don't know. Sarah, you see you have a mic on?
I have mine on, yes.
Okay, turn your camera on.
you're asking her to do two things at once.
Say good morning.
Good morning.
You can. I gotta show you the other mic. You can lob it to yourself, so you don't have to hold that one. See the lavalier in front of you? Your other front. No, that's empty. The on the
But
table.
why are you using that mic? You're using the wrong mic.
I don't know where the other one is.
It's because it's right in front of you on a lavalier. Do you see the lavalier?
What the hell? What is a lavalier?
The
The
small
little,
mic,
the
right?
tiny thing that clipped to your shirt.
What? Oh, this thing?
Yes.
Watch. Try this. Clip this on.
But that's the wrong mic.
No, I'm gonna clip it over here.
It is. We get to see. Oh, watch this in slow motion.
Okay, sit down. Let's watch. Let's see how you put on your lavalier. All right, connect this to that end over there. Hook this to your shirt.
There
Put
you
it
go.
on your mic.
I think it's being.
Talk. See what happens.
Hello. Hello.
You talking?
Hello. Yep. Hello.
You hear her?
I don't know. It's delayed. You gotta look at the bar. Is it going up and down?
You don't even have to do it. You can just talk.
Oh, that's so true.
You don't have to hold it down.
And look at
There you go.
and look at the microphone. Look at the camera.
See? Now say good morning.
Good morning.
See that? Now we can see you.
What number did you open them all up? Because I don't think you're on.
They're all open.
And
All
now
right.
there you have it. How you like that? Now you can look at the camera and go, wow, look at this.
Wow.
All right, now tell us about your day.
Well,
Now everyone can understand and see you.
I got up at 5 a.m. and then I got ready, ate breakfast, left my house 6:30, got to Jupiter campus at 7 something, like
Wow.
7:20. Waited for the bus, got on the bus 7:50, came here. Well,
Turn your slider up.
I don't know which slider this is.
Try 7 or 8
Okay.
or 6.
7, 8, or 6.
6, 7 or 8
That's an interesting way to.
or 5.
Okay.
We'll see what
It's
it is.
turned up.
So you took the bus this morning to come to school?
Yep.
Very early.
She
Yep.
comes from Jupiter, though.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Alright, so back to
There you
Lucas.
go,
Well,
you're
welcome,
solid.
welcome to the world of the lavalier.
Amazing.
See
I'm
that?
glad I know what it's called now.
It's not so much easier.
And now you know which is your mic because you won the wrong mic.
So much easier, right? So now you can talk.
Look, she
and
looks
push buttons
mystified.
and
Look
do
at the
everything
camera.
all
Don't
at
look at
once.
us. Say
I
hi to
mean-
your fans. Look at the camera. You're looking at
I'm
the
looking
computer.
at it. It's right there. I'm staring at it.
There you go. Now we can see her. We should introduce her to Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Remember
Oh,
Connecticut?
yes.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Is this
Anyway,
a person or talk about this like a state?
she was our first board op.
Oh,
She would have sound effects. She would do voices. Do you have any voice impressions that you can do?
not really. No,
Can you speak French?
no.
Oui.
Can you speak UK-ish?
UK-ish.
So I was thinking.
Wait.
Here's what I was thinking. All right, switch the camera. There you go. I was thinking I'm going to learn a language in the next 2 months, 60 days.
What language would that be?
I'm kind of torn between French and Spanish. I'm thinking Spanish would be a whole lot more beneficial for me, but so I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe I'm gonna download an app
thinking-
and learn Spanish.
I'm thinking of learning how to speak Yiddish.
That I can't help you with. You could help me with Spanish.
Yiddish?
Yiddish. Jewish language.
Do you know what's so
Israelite
funny?
language.
I was talking to someone yesterday, and I talked to random people, and they throw out these Yiddish terms. And I'm like, that's so weird coming from people I wouldn't expect it, like spilkies. That word.
What's a spilky?
Spilky is like you're just feeling like on pins and needles and just not feeling right, kind of just like uneasy. And it was so funny to hear that word so out of context. I'm like, wow.
Have you ever heard of the Watch King
No.
on TikTok?
No.
So if you watch the Watch
You were
King,
telling me about this.
they do everything with a Jewish Yiddish thing. So a mitzvah,
Mitzvah.
a mitzvah.
Do and go deep.
So a mitzvah, it's called a mitzvah. Let's do a mitzvah. Let's make a deal. It's a mitzvah. So when you go meet this guy on 42nd, he does everything through Instagram and through TikTok. He makes millions on doing shows. So he gives away like $50,000, $60,000 watches for like a discount to do a mitzvah. It's unbelievable.
A mitzvah.
It's a mitzvah.
So I was watching
It's cool.
this clip, and they're talking about what's more powerful when you speak to someone in body language, right? Because you could say the same thing, but your body language is going to make it or break it as
Exactly.
a skill of
Yeah.
leadership. And so if you're standing with your arms straight versus if you're here, they say here, the waist up is the power shot.
That's why you have the news broadcaster sitting like that.
Oh my gosh. So this morning I'm listening to Savannah Guthrie interview the attorney for the Melendez brothers.
Okay. So what's wrong?
I gotta tell you, all I could do was think of what we do and how she so eloquently kept her calm in this. And he kept going on, Savannah, you're not understanding. Savannah, you don't understand. You threw this case in. And she's an attorney. And he's going on and on and on. And how she kept her cool and composure. They blew right into the next segment. It was amazing. Like, totally an icon to watch her handle this interview.
Interesting.
And then I was thinking what you would do.
Probably blow up.
I was thinking Freddie would have gotten up at this point and walked out of the interview, which we can't do, right? Media is unbiased. It's just stating
Well,
the
there's
facts.
this really cool clip of Robert Downey Jr. and this reporter, and he brings up stuff that Robert doesn't really want to talk about, and eventually he shuts the guy down by walking away because the guy just wouldn't stop talking about his past.
All right, so
Oh,
here's the
yeah,
question.
I know that clip.
Do you walk away in a confrontational situation, or do you, I guess it would have to be for work, because if it's just, if a friend confronts you or someone you don't like it, you can walk away. But if it's your business, do you walk away? Do you get off of air? Do you blow up, or do you handle it with grace and elegance
Well,
and do what you have to do?
Like Robert Downey Jr., he asked the question to make sure the guy knows what he was saying, and then the guy kept pursuing it. And he goes, "I'm sorry, where's this coming from?" Da, 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 da. And eventually, when the guy wouldn't leave it alone, he got up and walked off.
Yeah, I think like
Well, it depends.
just
If
some
you're
thing, I guess.
negotiating, then you should keep your cool. But sometimes you get to a point in the negotiations where all they're trying to do is frustrate you and blow up the deal no matter what. So you can't ask me to give you X when the deal is Y. I can't give you Y because financially, it doesn't make any sense. Otherwise, do it pro bono.
But
Like, that doesn't make any
it
sense.
was interesting to watch her handle herself. At one point, the camera was not on her, but her mic was on. You could hear her sigh.
But who was she interviewing?
The attorney for the Melendez brothers.
So think about that for a second. How many people get the opportunity to do that? So she's going to have to swallow. Because if she doesn't, she loses. She is interviewing somebody that everybody wants to interview. Correct?
Right? And she's on national TV.
And she's on national TV.
She's the lead anchor because her
And she's
co-host
gonna
is
sell-
out sick.
And she's going to sell that piece of tape for $200,000. So for $200,000, you just learn to swallow.
So she kept saying, what about this part of it? I guess there's 3 parts of the case. One is the retry. I don't know the legal jargon. He kept saying, well, you're misconstruing it with this other one. And she says, I understand what you're saying.
I think he was just trying to make a sizzle thing for the viewership.
Oh, he did. He did. And at the end of it, she says, wow, this reminds me of when we were on Court TV together back in the day as a throwback. And he's like, yeah, wasn't this fun? So for him,
It's
it
a
was an
game.
exercise in being in a courtroom and trying his case on TV, but in a non-confrontational way. For her, she had to hold the line. So it was really interesting to watch her do this.
If I'm the defense attorney and I have to defend these 2 brothers, the object of my game as a defense attorney is to murky the waters. Is to make it so that somewhere along our conversation, you're the reporter, there's a smidgen of, whether it's true or not is irrelevant, but of doubt. If I can somehow talk to you and give reasonable doubt, then everybody who's going to watch this tape, their minds, they absorb that nugget. And that's all he's doing. He's frustrating her because he's trying to go here, there, and everywhere, but you misunderstand the deal. It's not this. Look at it this way. Well, if I had it my way, this is the way it should have been. They were treated unfairly. All of these words that he's using
But how he did
is
it,
defense.
but as how he did it for the entertainment law, every time he made a point,
He was good.
he would call her name. Savannah, I said this, but Savannah, you don't understand.
He's
So
personalizing the interview,
personalizing,
yes.
bringing it back.
Absolutely.
So to watch this interview on so many levels, aside from the case that these 2 brothers are being tried, if you look at it from what we do, an interviewing perspective and delivering of information perspective and personalizing it and adding value to it and bringing her name back to it over and over again, it was brilliant on both sides. And at the end of the day, it's not who wins or loses. She's the anchor sharing the story and interviewing, right? So it's not her versus him. It's just him relaying the information. So I found it very interesting this morning.
Well, interviewing is a art form because you sort of have to put your feelings to the side.
That's the hardest thing.
And sometimes your feelings bubble to the surface even though they shouldn't. So Michael likes to wear jeans. And let's say that I don't like jeans. I have to find it in my intelligence to have him say it's okay to like jeans. And I have to find another way around it.
So how do you do it? How do you stay calm in a situation that's a little confrontational? So say it was for work. Say you and Lucas were having a confrontation about something website design. But you work together in this area and you're both, neither one of you were leaving. You're both here.
Well, for me, being on the spectrum, all the emotions that you guys feel, I feel like at a factor of 100.
But you just did it again. And you don't even realize it. But what you just said, your very first sentence out of your mouth.
I know, but I'm saying.
And I'm hearing it again in my ear. But that's not the question. You got to understand something, Mike.
Well, by trying to remove the emotional quality of the situation.
But you added the quality by saying being on the spectrum. So when you say that, you make the conversation unfair.
To you.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you put me at a disadvantage because now I'm going to say, wait a minute, I'm dealing with a guy who led the conversation with those words.
Okay.
Because I don't see you that way. I see you as a regular. I don't see you no different than him or her. You are individual. You have feelings, just like I do, and you have a point of view.
Exactly.
And I want to listen to the point of view, not because you're on the spectrum, but because you're Michael.
All right. Well, see, as somebody, I tend to get easily frustrated and I
Okay.
tend to be a little bit emotionally temperamental.
Which is fine.
Yeah, me too. I'm 58.
But because
And
I'm
she's
on,
58.
yeah, because I'm like that, it's easier for me to manage because I'm always having to be aware of it all the time.
But the bottom line here is be aware of your intelligence. You're an intelligent person. Frustration seems to be your Achilles heel. Because I've heard you have conversations outside the building,
Yeah.
which have gotten heated. So you do get excited. You get angry. So do I. There are times that I've hung up or walked out on a meeting. I don't do it very often.
Right.
But sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm hearing this thing going sideways, backwards, upside down, and then they're smirking because they know they're doing it on purpose.
But I was told yesterday not to do that again.
Not to
Not
do
to
what?
do what again?
Not to get frustrated.
I've been telling you that for 10 years.
That you just have the conversation. It was, again, from an attorney, it was another interesting point of view.
But why is it that attorney's words are more powerful than what I've been telling you for 10 years?
You got up and walked out.
I got up and walked out, but not you.
I know. I get up and walk out of a meeting because my attention span's about 30 seconds.
Yeah, but you don't know why I walked out. You have a, what is it, a pre-notion, a pre-idea of why you think I walked out. I didn't walk out because of the meeting. I really didn't care about the meeting. I wanted to see how you would come back. And for 3 days, you said nothing. And that really teed me off.
Yeah.
Okay, what
that
would you
really
do in this
teed me off.
situation if, I don't know, one of your best friends you know is upset? Do you tell them and you don't know why they're upset? Do you like ignore it? Do you ask and they go, I'm fine? Do you just like let it pass, Lucas? Or do you say, well, let me share what happened?
So they're mad at me, but I don't know why they're upset?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an unfair question.
Why?
That's unfair, Lucas. She's setting you up. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. That's a setup. Okay, because the person that she's talking about had an opportunity to come and explain what happened at this meeting that you walked out of. And there was a reason you walked out of it.
Yeah.
So she's not taking into consideration how you feel and why. She's just not talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Giving the silent treatment.
Is it fair? So if she
No.
didn't tell you about it, then what is there to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not obvious, then there's no way for me to know.
I just want to know what he grilled over the weekend. We'll go back.
No, let's go back to the conversation. That's interesting. You see how she retracts? No, that's not fair. Don't do that. And I've noticed that for the last 2 weeks, no, I take that back. I've noticed, I'm not going to use that either. I noticed for the last 2 weeks that you have changed your persona and your perception and your delivery for certain things.
Yes, I have.
And not for the better.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned. Not for the better. But at the same time, just remember that what you give, you got to be able to take. So if you're going to act that way and things come back to you with frustration, don't get frustrated.
I always get frustrated.
That's on you now because you created the beast.
Okay.
Okay.
And back to that. We have any commercials on the board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The commercial list.
All right. Why don't we take a quick commercial break? More to come on this Talk It Through Tuesday. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or like we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. You know, something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
In a world where finding reliable and compassionate home care can be overwhelming, Sunshine Home Care Services stands as a beacon of hope. That's why we've partnered with professional nurses, physical rehabilitation centers, and medical offices to ensure their patients receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the morning show with Dawn and Freddie S., the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
I'm not saying anything. Don't get me involved in that. So, I mean, let's come up with a theme and push it out.
All right, so why don't we put it out to our audience and our crew and anybody who's listening. So, Charlotte, if you're out there listening, and Tracy, our good friend, was giving me some ideas. She was talking about doing a block party. So, on May 2nd, we're going to be doing our fundraiser for the Media Futures Foundation as we roll into summer. I can't believe we did it in December, and it's already that many months later that we're planning the new one. But theme TBD, to be determined. So, Cinco de Mayo, prom.
Block party.
It can all be a block party. So we do it outside.
We could play wiffle ball.
I know. You would like to do just like a Bronx block party, a New York block party, right?
That's what I would do. Have
so
a DJ outside.
anything can be made is like a block party, right? So we can do that. Just what's the theme, and then bring people in. So I was thinking we could call the hot dog truck.
But that's a Friday?
Uh-huh. Friday night.
Problem is parking.
Yeah, but
but we can't play stickball or nothing out there.
No, not
with a
wiffle
wiffle
you
ball.
can't play stickball.
Wiffle ball.
Why wiffle ball?
Because the stickball you can't play is too small. But stickball, now if a wiffle ball, that doesn't go as far.
G-Man would love a block party.
Yeah, we could do a block party. We could play actually in the street over there. We could play wiffle ball.
Ever had a block party? Know what a block party is? I never
No.
been to one.
You know what a stickball game is?
I do.
You know what a wiffle ball game is?
No.
Wow.
No.
I I guess we have to
Isn't
start from the
wiffle
beginning.
ball the same ball they use for pickleball with the
No.
holes in it?
No, the same type, but not the same ball.
Okay.
It's the same type of ball, yeah.
So what do you think? I'm kind of thinking theme. What do you think, Cookie Monster? Theme-wise.
I think we should go with prom because, again, we are students, and I think it'd be kind of fun. You have a block party outside, everyone's all dressed up in like fancy little clothes.
A prom block party.
Well, you could call it anything. I think we should have a prom. We should have a block party.
Okay.
That means we have to put a DJ outside.
And that works with the prom too.
So what is a block party?
In the Bronx, they used to close off a block, sometimes two. If you were the Ghetto Brothers, sometimes the whole strip, 10. And what they do is they have food and vendors, and they play stickball. They play all sorts of games. They play Skelsies. They play everything on the block. There's music, there's painting, there's arts, everything.
That's pretty cool.
There was a guy that I knew. He was a mobster. He had money. He brought in a petting zoo.
So if we do a Brooklyn Cafe block party, Amp Meet If You block party, what would we bring?
Petting zoo. There's also, I just came from one over the weekend. They had a cage with 3 goats, 2 chickens, a hen, and 2 rabbits.
I love
inside
the
the
animals,
cage.
but I have
That big.
But the petting thing just feels to me it's like spreading germs and diseases. So, although we do know a lady that has goats and chickens, Kelly.
Spreading diseases. Black parties are all diseases.
So, Lucas, what would you do?
I mean, the block party sounds pretty cool.
It's fun.
All right,
Should
so how
have
would you plan
a
it?
2-way petting zoo.
Lucas can barbecue.
I could.
Lucas and G-Man.
Yeah, I actually want to show G-Man the pictures that I got.
Were you here for the barbecue where G-Man cooked?
No.
Oh, you missed it.
For
You
that
should have
one.
seen that. Here was his grill.
Yeah?
It's maybe the size of that heart. Just the heart. It held 4 burgers.
Oh, nice.
They were cooking for 6 hours.
Wow. Oh,
There were crispy critters out there.
What do you like to barbecue?
Usually what I make the most is picanha. It's a Brazilian steak, and linguiça, which looks a lot like chorizo, but it's a little bit different. It tastes very good. Chicken hearts. Have you ever had chicken hearts?
Love them.
They're so
Gizzards? What about chicken gizzards?
Chicken
Never.
heart?
Chicken heart. Yeah, they look a little bit weird, but they're good. Very
Chicken
good.
I don't
gizzards,
think I've ever
livers.
seen a chicken heart.
They're good.
It's very good. And
You're
then
supposed to eat it raw. No, I'm
and then this last week, I made for the first time a porterhouse steak. It came out very good. Yeah.
Why don't we just do a luau instead?
Oh,
That's
that'd
it.
be
So
cool
many
too.
ideas.
Yeah.
We could do anything. We just
We're
gotta,
supposed, we're supposed to do a luau for your birthday.
that's next week.
Oh.
2
It was a
weeks.
good thing I
Yours
brought
is
the
next
flowers.
week. That's a good thing. Here's my luau theme.
We
We're
gotta
all
buy.
set
We
to
gotta
go.
buy the shirts, the Hawaiian shirts.
I also have
Yeah.
tiki torches back at my place.
You got everything, Michael, at your
It's very
place.
complicated.
Yeah, what do you not have, Michael?
I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
So
Yeah.
things we have to figure out because we really need to start planning it and looking for some sponsors and bringing it forward before this crew, they move on, they graduate, they're gone for summer. Kind of just like a foundation fundraiser. So let's put it together. Looking at some restaurants, some food ideas, all kinds of good stuff.
You're funny. Okay.
Makes you nervous, right?
You know what today's date is, right?
What is
No,
it?
what
May
is it?
11th.
March 11th,
March 11th.
And you know what yesterday was?
March 10th, and tomorrow will be the 12th.
Yesterday was the anniversary of the saddest day. Actually, I think it's today, March 11th. The saddest day in the history of this country is when Trump went on to declare COVID virus was in full swing.
Oh, that was March 11th? Wow.
And they showed pictures. Remember when we saw pictures of New York City and it was barren?
Yep.
There wasn't anybody out there.
I know it looked like something out of like The
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
And,
now you said it, I remember it was like around that time that we left school. It was like right before spring. No,
So
it was
you
actually
were, what,
in spring
high
break.
school?
Yeah, I was in 10th grade. Oh, no, actually, I was in 9th grade. It's been so
And today's
long
the
now
day they
for so
close
long.
the schools down.
You were
Yeah.
a senior?
Yeah.
No, because I remember like everyone, we were like about to go to break, right? It was like our last day of. Yeah, It was either a week before break or it was starting the week of break, and then they
Starting
told us
the week of break.
Yeah, I think so. And then they told us we were gonna have 2 weeks of break, and everyone was like super happy. Everyone was like, "Yeah,
And it
let's go,
turned
no
into,
school."
what, 6
And
months?
yeah, it turned into like even more than that, I think.
And they
Yeah.
show the freezers in New York lined up for all the dead bodies. 6 million people, I think, died. One of the worst epidemics. And they were talking about how nobody wants to remember today.
Mhm.
You know, like a World War II memorial or stuff like that. But they were talking about how we have forgotten how serious illness was. I'll never forget how I had to go down to Fort Lauderdale and wait on a line with the movie theaters or the drive-ins, long line, 2 hours,
Get food?
to get my shot.
Mhm.
And they open the door and they tell you to sit on the side of their door. And the lady came over and gave me my shot. And then they put you on the side. You had to wait 15 minutes to make sure you didn't have a reaction. And I look back at what we went through,
Yeah.
which was really sad. I look back at New York City. I look back at people that lost loved ones, people that were sick, and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And I look back at, I remember when this thing started, I made a joke about it. In Studio A, we used to do production there. And I was wearing a doctor's jacket with 2 Coronas in my pocket. I like my Corona with lemon. And I called it COVID Corona. And boy, did I apologize for that one. But all the people that we lost and all the heartbreak and the things that we don't remember or we refuse to remember because
We choose not to remember.
Yeah. we choose not to remember.
See me, I've got a photographic memory, so I can never forget any of it.
And
That's
the-
got to be a blessing and a curse.
It is. It makes studying for a test easy, but then if you go through really bad stuff, you never forget it either.
was really dark. Dawn is
Yeah.
actually one of the few ones that came back to work early.
Oh.
You were out, what, 3 days? If
Yep,
that?
if that.
Mhm.
And we, because we're with the radio station, we had media passes. So they couldn't stop us because the media had access, like the military. And then I came in 3 days later because I couldn't take it anymore. And Teddy was here with you, wasn't she? You and Teddy, and then you, Teddy, and me.
Because you think about the size of this studio for one person, I could be locked up here as well as I could be locked up in my house.
Yeah, that's true.
So I came here, we turned on the computers, you were home, and Teddy was home, and they ran it remotely, and then she's like, well, I'll come in, and then I can sit in another room. We still have plenty of rooms here. So we did it that way, and then slowly but surely we started rotating people. They would come back in. We had like 3 or 4 at a time, separate rooms. We'd have like no more than 3 in a room. Everyone had masks on. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't know if you were diabetic, don't go out. So I couldn't
Oh
get
yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
yeah. They said because it had like some
So I
like
had to
worse
stay in.
effects, right?
The,
if you
the
were
funniest
diabetic.
thing was being in the car with my son, my
Mhm.
son Gio, and we were both wearing masks, and we're sitting there, and we're at a light, and we both look at each other, and we start to laugh, and we took off the mask,
Yeah.
and it was just a wild ride. We separated the studio. That's why the studio is the way it is today. Because we
Oh.
found out that we could do a camera here, do a camera there, 6 feet. You know, you wanted to have 6 feet was the rule, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we did that rule in there. We got out of A and we came over here and spread things apart. But I'll never forget it, man. I'll never forget what we went through. We went to Meisner Park on the 17th,
No, it was the 13th.
or 13th.
Or the 12th. It was the 12th, and then Kenny Love started his show on Friday the 13th. It was that Thursday was the last day we did a show.
And that Thursday,
Because tomorrow we're back over there doing a gig.
another show. We went to Meisner Park's amphitheater, and we covered a show live, and there was all these chairs, and nobody, not even a third, showed up.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, now that you said that, I remember that. I think it was literally the day we left, like the school. So like the day that they announced we were gonna have 2 weeks of break. There was this movie coming out that I really wanted to watch. It was a Disney picture movie, and I really wanted to watch it with my friends. And I had already bought tickets like, I don't know, 2 weeks before. I think it was it was definitely one of the last movies to show up in theaters before like it closed down. Yeah. And it was just me and my 2 other friends in the theaters. No one else. Everything else was empty. So we had the whole room to ourselves. So it was really weird. It was kind of cool, but I definitely rather it when there's other people because it feels very empty. So
I remember I went to the movies at Del Rey, me and Linda, and we were the only ones in the whole building. But we wanted to support them because they were struggling. Everybody was struggling. And we sat there. We had a whole theater to ourselves. Man, you talk about different. It was so... But the Meisner Park thing was unusual because we set up a brand new banner that we bought that we have in here somewhere.
It's upstairs, yeah.
Oh. And everybody came over that was there. There must have been 1,200 people that did this show. But the concert was supposed to have like 5,000 people. And they were taking pictures. And the producers got a chance to see the inner workings of Meisner's amphitheater.
It's so cool. The green room.
Green room.
Backstage was amazing.
The showers. Yeah. Everything was open to our disposal.
That's cool.
So you guys had your own dressing room. You had your own green room. Somebody brought in a bag of
A bag of what?
Candy. Remember? There was like bags of candy or stuff that
we brought food in, yeah.
There was all sorts of stuff. And people were fighting over the chips and people were fighting over the candy. And it was unlike anything. Now, we weren't wearing masks at that event yet.
No.
We weren't wearing masks. So
it was the day before. And I remember you said to me, all right, Sarah Spiritual had told you, Boca Raton is going to shut down. And I said to you, you're insane. You're like, no, go get enough food for a week because Boca's shutting down. I
for
said,
a week.
Of every city in the United States, Boca Raton is going to shut down. I thought you were off your rocker. And everything shut down.
And everything shut down.
But people are so grateful that Florida reopened up when it did.
Yeah.
But Florida was one of the first states
where were you?
that opened.
Was it, how about 2020 or like 2021?
2020.
2020, I was in my senior year of high school, so I think it was like Luke and that, it was like the week before break. So we went to break, and they extended break, and then we just never came back. Like, we were supposed to do, like, a senior trip thing to Universal that we, like, paid for.
Oh, you never went back
that
to school?
trip's really good.
No.
You just graduated?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
yeah, because
weird.
in the...
I just graduated.
That's weird.
Yeah, and you...
Like, they were supposed to mail me my diploma, which I think I got it.
Oh, shoot.
And then they're like, oh, hey, Sarah, so I know you already have your diploma. You can, like, go to this ceremony thing that you're going to be, like...
Sarah, is your mic open?
Should be.
Open them all because I don't think that's the right one.
Okay.
So you guys didn't go back to school, you just graduated. That is really
Well, I graduated because I was a senior.
I was still a freshman.
Graduated law school.
He didn't go back either. There was nothing to go back to.
Well, he had to go back because I think it was the hurricane that year, so they were off for some time down in Miami. They got devastated.
Oh, God.
He went back. It was virtual for a while, and then he just got his diploma, so he never had a walking ceremony for law school.
No.
I did for high school.
I got to tell you, one of the artists, what's her name?
Pick one.
The one that helped us through COVID.
Oh, Amy.
Amy Rashevsky came in here because they got shut down. The artists got shut down. All the artists, 120 artists, got shut down, and they had to get their stuff out. And Amy's stuff was in the street. I remember she called me at 11 o'clock at home that night crying. She says, they're putting my stuff in the street. What am I going to do? I said, Amy, take it easy. She says, we'll pick it up. Just bring it to the studio, and we'll figure it out. And we started putting Amy's stuff everywhere. Remember this? And people came in, and they started buying her artwork, which helped us. It helped us make it through COVID. If it wasn't
But can
for
you believe it's been 5 years? If you think about 5 years in your lifetime, for us, 5 years, thankfully, we're still here. We're doing what we do. For them, 5 years is a huge amount of time. They were to where they are now. You think about kids, 5 years.
But we've been here, 5 years? 2 of them were down because of COVID?
We weren't down. We were
open, but it slowed us down.
Right, slowed us down. But we were in the working space. They were in school. Like, look at your grandkids.
Oh, yeah, it sucked. That was horrible.
Right?
Worst
Just
year
total
of
change
school.
of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rowan was born. during COVID, no? Because
Who?
he's 6, Rowan. And I remember we went to the hospital, and you had to wear a mask, and there was only one person in.
And he was born before that. We were still in the other studio when he was born.
Rowan?
Yeah.
He's 6. It was
Yeah,
5 years
COVID
ago.
was 5 years ago.
No, really? Somebody was
Gonna be
born.
7.
So it's Brecken. Brecken was born during.
And Joey.
And Joey. But I wasn't there for Joey. It has to be Brecken. I remember it was really difficult getting into the hospital. We had to wait for Freddie in the parking lot.
Remember Freddie couldn't go to the hospital because he was home with the kids?
Yeah.
It was Brecken.
Yeah, it was tough. We had to wait for him in the parking lot to go see the kid. But this place at the beginning had nothing until we built the stage because there was a violinist that was coming. And we put the violinist up there with Roy Wood. Remember that?
A lot of stuff, right? You look back. Oh, you've got a photographic memory. For you, it's got to be really weird.
Oh yeah, like, you know.
The good and the bad. So going through school, you had a photographic memory your whole life. You could just go through school and do really great on tests.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's an OP skill. Very good skill.
That's just incredible.
That's why, for example, like when you guys asked me to do the openings and closings for How to This Day in History, I watched how Abdullah did his and then replicated it in my own way.
Yeah, but besides that, that's why you've got all this factual knowledge in your head.
Exactly.
He's like the character from that show who's actually named Mike. Suits, you know? He has a photographic memory.
Have you seen the new Suits? L.A.?
L.A. No.
There's a new
it's on
Suits
Plex.
show?
Yeah, it's a new
It's
Suits.
on, it's on
LA.
Plex. Plex. You have Plex?
No.
Download it.
It's
on
got to
your-
be on something else because we had it on the other day. I don't even know what
Is
Plex
it good?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I
Yeah?
was working on some other things I didn't watch, but people say it's good, so
Because
they want to watch
the original show it's good for the first 3 seasons. Then it gets pretty...
No, man. Are you kidding me? I love Suits.
Did anyone here watch Burn Notice ever?
I did not.
I've seen it. Do you know they shot a burn notice down at the place where I used to work in Miami? And you know the poppers they put, like when they're in a gun scene?
Yeah, the blanks.
But there's things that they put on different units and it pops.
squibs.
So it squibs. So it looks like you're shooting and it's hitting that. Well, they burned out the AC. The squibs burned out the AC. And my boss was highly upset. He says, "What do you mean it burned out?" So they had to replace the AC. And that replacement didn't work in Miami. Strange.
Yeah, so like in movies when they do the bullet hits, they'll actually pre-drill it, put the squib in, and then tape over it and then paint over it so that when they detonate them, they blow outward. And it's the same thing that they do in movies when they do a bullet hit on a person. They actually put it behind the clothing so that when it goes out, it looks like the exit wounds.
And you could tell that it's going to explode because some actors don't know how to hide and they squint their eyes because they know it's about to pop and they're like, oh.
Well, like, does anybody remember the famous shooting in North by Northwest?
Yes.
If you look at the background, one of the kids covers his ears, which is a dead giveaway because they must have rehearsed it.
Yeah, my memory isn't that good. Like, could you have a memory of a childhood, something, a major event, good event in your life?
I've had a few. Like, I can remember as a kid, my favorite water park that's at Disney, Typhoon Lagoon, they used to have this thing where you could, for the park entrance fee, you could swim with little, like, baby leopard sharks.
Ever notice your memories of a kid and you go back as an adult, you're like, oh, what was that memory?
Right, like, for example, I'm hanging out with my brother, and he talks about this movie that he was working at, right? Which was Living with the Land, or this stuff. And I quote verbatim a line from him. And my brother goes, "How many times have you seen that?" I said, "Just the one."
It's amazing.
And we hadn't seen that movie in like 20 years.
You remember the lines in movies?
In fact, in my group of friends, it's a form of language. We call it movie speak.
Yeah.
So we'll say, we'll quote a line from a movie, and the other person responds with the corresponding line.
Suits used to do that. They used to talk the lines.
Yeah.
Some I knew and some I never heard of in my life.
Yeah, some I was like, I don't know.
What's your superpower?
My superpower. With the movies thing, actually, a lot of times, but I feel like it's weird because I feel like it's more, I do it more when I'm just hanging out with my friends. I feel like my mind kind of has a switch, like an automatic switch, where when I'm with my friends, I'm like, the moment I hear like something that sounds like a movie character name or that's like the same thing that happened in a movie, I instantly like reference it. But I feel like it happens more when I'm with my friends because I'm just like, in like a playful mood or whatever, I'm like, it just comes off easier.
Do you have friends only in school or outside of school? I have
friends. Most of the friends that I hang out with are either they were from high school, or a few from college, but not much, and from my church.
So do you ever notice that because you're going to college, that your way of thinking has changed, and you see the difference between you and friends that are not with you in school, that are outside of school?
Yeah. You're saying like friends, like the difference between like how me and like my friends from church, for example. Yeah, I mean, I think the school you go to and like the group of friends that like depending on the school you go to, it's gonna be a different group of people, So yeah, I guess you are gonna end up acting in some ways like the group of people that you are in
school.
At school. Yeah, in school.
That happened to you, because you went to University of Miami, and that cluster of people, they speak and walk differently than the people you hang out with in Boca.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a different.
Well, hold on. But check it out. You, from your tale right now, what you just told me.
What did I tell you?
It was a problem.
What was a problem?
The difference between you going to school and all the other hangouts you had over here. So I'm pretty sure that the hangouts began to diminish.
No, they went to school with me.
The hangouts went to school? Oh, yeah. So you didn't have a problem?
No.
So you have friends on the outside of school?
No, all my friends from high school ended up going. I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. We talked about this before.
Friends. Did I say girlfriends?
So the guy friends went to school with me. Yes. Somehow they all ended up at University of Miami one way or another.
Or your guy friends? Yeah. How many freaking guy friends do you have?
Just a few.
A few? Sounds to me like you had a lot.
They went for college. They went for grad school. They all
You just took the whole
right
bit and went in a different direction.
Good morning. Yeah, so.
Who's that?
Peter.
Oh. But you just took the whole thing in a different direction.
Yeah.
Did I ask you all this?
What can I tell you?
I didn't ask you all that. I asked you whether, you know what, never mind.
She's flexing.
The bitch just exploded.
All right, ready to wrap this up?
Whatever. I'm not even talking to you anymore.
Oh, jeez. All right. Have a good morning, everyone. Stay safe. Join us tomorrow, 12 o'clock. We're going to be at Savia, which is in Meisner Plaza, just south of Meisner Park. Grand opening, ribbon cutting at 4, midday show at 12, lunch, food, fun, maybe some music. I think Cece's going to sing. We're going to be on location, so come join us live. We'll see you later.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.